Welcome back to Is What It Is. If you're new here, this is a show where I pretty much just talk to the camera and ramble on by myself. It's always awkward, talking about nonsense. It's like one big internal dialogue, but I'm going to try to relax. This I've been doing a different show with my son called "It's Stuff Dad Never Told Me." It's where every week I have him like ask or write down questions for me to answer. It's an idea that just came to me while I was working, and it helps. I think it helps both of us. It helps us kind of relate to one another, connect, and also both of our speech vocabulary. Our vocabulary isn't the best, and our speech and reading and writing isn't the best. I always had a hard time speaking. Sometimes I say stuff just dead wrong, and other times it's an accent or whatever, or where I'm from. Other times it's just, what some might call a speech impediment, and he kind of has it a little bit, but I believe it's helping him because he has to think of questions and then write them every week and read them, and it's just I didn't make it to help him, but I think it just comes along with it. I did it just because it came to me, and I was inspired. The idea just came, and it's working out pretty good. I like it, but I haven't been able to do one of these episodes, which is what it is, and I started off doing Is What It Is, so I wanted to get back to it. But yeah, if you haven't seen that show, check it out. It's pretty interesting. We've only done 6. Well, we've done 6. I shouldn't say we only done 6, but we've done 6, and it's pretty awesome. Like I said, it allows us to relate to each other. I think it's helping him. It's helping me. Because if I don't know the questions, I'll look them up, and we learn, and you can learn too. If you don't want to check it out, that's fine. If you like this, hit that subscribe button. Today I wanted to talk about Ghostface because it's everywhere right now. Everybody, we wanted to be like a Ghostface family, and we went to go get some costumes, and we couldn't find any. We ended up getting like two Ghostface costumes, one for my fiance, one for my stepson Braden, and one for we got a Banshee for my son Caden. So it looks like a white Ghostface that's older, but he likes it. We cut a little sheet out of it, and we cut a hole in a sheet and for his so he's like a banshee, a ghost. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Ghostface because it came out a while ago, and I remember growing up, me and my brother were Ghostface like 4 years in a row, and we just took turns with the costume each year or whatever. One year I think we both were Ghostface, and you either had the one with the blood or the regular one. Now they have all types of mask Ghostface with this glitter and light up and green and red horns. We watched a show the other night, and I learned an interesting thing. I live here in Florida, and a lot of people know about Ghostface because it's a trend right now, but what people don't know is it's based off a true story. So I wrote some stuff down, some information down, so that I could let you guys know. I was gonna do like a whole episode on it, where like I did a deep dive into the whole story with everybody's names of the victims and everything, but that's just not what I do. I would love to do it, but I don't have the time, and respect to the family and everything, the family that lost their loved ones, but I just don't have the time, and the other podcasts probably have, and that's just not what this podcast is. This is just a podcast where I ramble about whatever. That's why it's called Is What It Is. And I don't want it to be like a true crime podcast or something like that. I love those podcasts, but that's just not what this is. But I wanted to let people know because I didn't know, and it's based on Ghostface was based. I'll just read what I have here, but I live in Florida, and this is where the events took place. So we all know the story of Wes Craven's 1996 movie Scream and his character Ghostface, who terrorized the entire town of Woodsboro. What some don't know is that it was inspired by the real story of the Gainesville Ripper, who went on a 5-day killing spree in fall of 1990. 4 years later, on March 9, 1994, ABC broadcast a news special featuring the series of murders that took place. Watching that night was a young screenwriter, Kevin Williamson, who was inspired by the story and began writing, mixing facts from the case with fiction in what would later become Scream. So, there you have it. It was inspired by the Gainesville Ripper, and Gainesville is in Florida. That's where we're from. So I just thought it was crazy. I never knew that, and I figured a lot of people never knew that. But yeah, the guy wrote it, and then Wes Craven made it into a movie, directed it. But yeah, I mean, I just thought that was awesome, and I've watched Scream 1,000 times, and I could repeat lines, or I could know the lines like "I'll be back," or did you really call the cops? My mom's gonna be so mad at me. I don't know. But yeah, I just want to talk about that, and that's all I have written down. Like I said, I wanted to go into a deep dive, but that's just not what I do. But I thought it was interesting. I keep saying the same thing over and over. I also don't have much to talk about with these podcasts. Not much happens lately, but I just get up and go to work and come home and listen to podcasts all day, and that's why I was inspired to start this podcast. But talking to myself just didn't feel right, and I got to get comfortable with it, and it felt like I was forcing it, so that's why I haven't made one in a while. But I like to do it, and I would like for it to get better. I would like to get better at it, and I would like to cover more topics more widely. And but I really enjoy the other podcasts, or show with my son Caden. I feel like I was inspired by the idea gods, or whatever you want to call them, to come up with that show. It just came to me, and like I said, it works so well with teaching him and connecting with him. And at first it just came so natural. He loved it, and then there was times where he didn't come up with questions, and I had to tell him, like, well, if you want to do it, let's do it. If you don't want to do it, then we won't do it, because I didn't want to force him to do it. I wanted it to be something he wants to do, and I felt like I was starting to make him do it, and that's something I didn't want to do. So he loves to do it, but I still struggle with getting frustrated sometimes, or it's hard to explain, but I want it to be perfect, and I just need to relax with that. I don't know, I'm being vulnerable here, but it's not anything terrible. It's not like I'm making him do it or forcing him to do it. That's the last thing I would want. It came natural, and then he didn't want to write some questions, and then I was kind of upset, and then he later came to me and wanted to do the video, because as far as I know, he enjoys doing it, and it's helping him, and I just think it's like a godsend, even though it might not sound like it. I'm not the best, what is that word, orator of words. However you say it, I can't explain things the best all the time, so I probably make myself sound terrible. But um, he does enjoy doing it, and I enjoy doing it, and I just need to relax sometimes, just like on this podcast. Sometimes I'm tense, and I, you know, may get frustrated at myself or whatever, or, like I said, you want it to be all cookie cutter and stuff like that, and that's just, it started, I started being like it started being like that after like the second episode, and I was like, no, I can't do this. If it's gonna be like that, if I'm gonna be like that, then I gotta just enjoy it, because the first episode was just pure. It was just so pure, and then, the second episode was more forced, and then the third episode, as we go along, it gets better. We're connecting better. I'm learning to be more patient, and these are, nobody's perfect, and these are things I'm learning. And if he didn't want to do it anymore, I wouldn't do it. But he seems to want to do it, and it seems to be just what we're meant to be doing. I don't know. Hope you guys check it out after all that. I really don't know what else to say. I get nervous still. I mean, it's something I want to be doing these podcasts, and I could think about stuff all day, but when it's like writer's block, or when I go to turn on the camera, I freeze up. And if I freeze up and I get anxiety and I get stressed out or whatever, then I can't imagine how a little kid feels, and that's why I would never make him do it. This kind of turned into just explaining myself about, I guess the reason why I'm explaining it, because if you watch it, sometimes I might seem like my patience is thin or whatever with him, but it's something I'm working on. I feel like everybody has like a unique relationship with their loved ones, and I'm not going to tell anybody how to raise their kid, and I don't want anybody to tell me how to raise mine. I just know that I would never force them to do anything. And if he didn't want to do it, we wouldn't do it. But I'm going to stop talking about it, and Halloween's tomorrow. I hope you guys have a good Halloween. I hope you guys enjoyed my little story, and I hope you don't think I'm a terrible person. And I hope you enjoy this. And if you want, stick around. I'm gonna continue to do this. I'm gonna continue to grow, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna take no for an answer. I'm gonna keep going. And it sounds terrible. If he said no, I would take it for an answer. I mean, as far as myself, I'm not gonna stop. If you want to stop, that's fine. I feel like I'm just over explaining myself and making myself look terrible, but you know how the internet is these things. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Half of it I meant to talk about other stuff. Half of it turned into talking about stuff Dad never told me. But if you want to check it out, check it out. And I don't think it's not like I think it's terrible or anything how I act. It's just everybody can get better. You can get better every day. If you're not growing, that's when something's wrong. If you're not becoming a better person every day, then that's when something's wrong. And we all have shortcomings, and I just can realize mine and admit mine, and it takes a lot to be vulnerable, I think. But I wanted to explain it because some of my lack of patience might come across in one or two episodes or one episode, or you might hear me say something that might be mean that you might think is mean, but it's Dang, it sounds so terrible. It's not like I say anything bad to him. It's just maybe my tone or whatever. But everybody takes things differently. Some people really baby their kids, and some people talk to them more like a real person, I guess. I don't. It's a tough situation. You don't want to shelter your kids from the world, because then they might, grow up and not be able to handle the world. And you don't want to be mean to them and stomp on their imagination and kill their dreams. It's a very thin line, and like I said, I'm not here to tell anybody how to raise their kid. And if I thought I was doing something terrible by making a video with my son, I wouldn't be making another video explaining it, how I feel. But and I just hope you guys believe it, but believe whatever you want. And if you guys appreciate the honesty, appreciate me talking about this, appreciate me being vulnerable, thank you, because I'm just being real, and that's what this is about. I wanted to try to talk to people. I wanted to try to relate to people. If anybody feels similar about the way, I wanted to share my thoughts, and if anybody felt similar to the way I felt, then maybe you could comment below, or even if you had some random questions, like, oh, how do I deal with this or that, or anger or patience, because I'm not perfect, but maybe I could help somebody out there. Maybe we could help each other. We're all humans, and we all need to be more connected. Sometimes people get on my nerves, just like everybody else, and sometimes I want to love everybody. It's weird. Must be because I'm a Gemini, dual personalities. But I feel like that's everybody too. So, yeah, sorry that it turned into just, therapy or whatever, but I mainly, I guess I needed to get that out there. And like I said, I don't care what people think. If you enjoyed this, and then I care, because that'd be awesome. If you didn't know that about Ghostface, that was probably pretty interesting. And not Ghostface, Scream. I certainly didn't know that up until recently. And if you want to check out stuff that Never Told Me, check it out. It's a good show, regardless. I was gonna say, besides me rambling on about what a terrible person I was. No, I don't know. Just nervous, and like anybody would be if they were trying to do this. But y'all have a good Halloween, and if you want me to keep doing episodes of this, I will. And if you don't, I'm still going to. So you just don't have to watch it. But I hope you do. And like I said, y'all have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this, wherever you're from. I love you. You need to take care of yourself. You need to stay safe. You need to try not to stress. You need to try not to worry. That stuff doesn't help, and just try to focus on the positive. I know sometimes it's hard to focus on positives, in this world that's so negative sometimes, but you got to focus on the positive, and you got to believe in yourself, and you got to have some faith in something. And if you need something to have faith in yourself. And yeah, if you made it to this point, that's awesome, and I hope it helps. And if you want to talk, just comment below. And yeah, have a great day. Take care of yourself. All right, peace.